What is up, guys? Elena here, and today I'm going to talk about something a little different. Not that different, just something I'm interested in. Because, you know, like, when you get so invested in a show and you finish it and you kind of, like, you don't want it to be over, so you just kind of, like, live within it. Like, you aren't letting go of it. You're going on fucking Tumblr, you're researching the tags, you're all into it. Well, yeah, it was me about the chilling adventures of Sabrina, which is, like, it's like a new version of Sabrina the Teenage Vampire, Teenage Witch. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm all over the place right now. I just went to Starbucks and I got a dirty chai tea latte. For those of you who are uncultured, that is a chai tea latte with shots in it. But I also got almond milk. And honestly, I have this love-hate relationship with almond milk, kind of like my mom has with me. But like, sometimes I don't like how it tastes, you know? I don't know. But also, to compensate for that, I have this cup, and it's from Starbucks, and it's so pretty, and I get a discount for it, so that's why I bought it. But it's normally very expensive. But anyways, back to Sabrina. So I did some research on some conspiracy theories, so I could like kind of relive the show, you know. I rewatched some parts so I could like confirm the theories. So I made some notes. Look at this. This is more than I did for school back when I was in there, you know. Yeah, so I did some conspiracy theories, some things to think about, just, you know, so we can have a little chat about the show. I don't know if any of y'all watched it. Well, I hope you have. That's why I clicked on the video. Also, like, spoiler alerts, obviously. I mean, I'm not the kind of person who gets affected by spoiler alerts because I'm like, spoilers don't affect me because I'll still watch the show because I want to see how it plays out. Like, you can tell me that this thing happens, but I still want to see how it happens, you know? But with that being said, let's get into the video. Also, make sure to like and subscribe, and if you want to see more TV content, like my reaction, because I watch a lot of shows. They're my escape from reality. But let's get started. First thing I wanted to say, like my first conspiracy, it's more just a theory, right? Cerberus, who owns the bookstore and has a kind of like a love affair thing going with Hilda, which is scary because no one can hurt my baby Hilda. She's so pure. She's probably like the most innocent character on this goddamn show. So if anyone hurts her, I'm gonna literally I'm gonna be up in arms. But I think that Cerberus, well, obviously from the last like season, last episode of the show where it shows like his eyes changing colors, either he's a vampire or I feel like he might, so there's this dog that guards hell called Cerberus. I feel like a lot of people know that, but some people might not. But in the episode where they're protecting the school, he mentions that he has 3 brothers and he's the oldest of 3 brothers. So Cerberus the dog has 3 heads. So I think that there's a possibility that maybe he's a werewolf or something along the lines of that, or I don't know how they're gonna play that out, or if there's any kind of mythical creature that's associated with Cerberus, but I feel like he definitely might have some evil motives because he kind of did hire like Hilda on a whim, you know? I don't know, everything seems planned out in that goddamn town, so you know, we don't know what's gonna happen. So this one's kind of obvious, but I saw this post on Tumblr, which kind of like, I understood the depth of it, but a lot of the characters in CAOS, I'm not gonna fucking say it again, it's a long ass title, but a lot of them directly like correlate to a character on Riverdale, but I really hope they don't go in the direction that Riverdale went, because Riverdale's literally the worst show. Like, I mean, you know, we still watch it because we have no taste in anything, but it's literally gone to, like, the first episodes weren't that good. They definitely queer baited me into it because I wanted to see fucking Betty and Veronica, because they were kissing. I saw a thing, so I watched it. But honestly, very disappointing show, but they are correlated, and I imagine that there will be crossover. But anyways, I feel like the direct parallels are pretty obvious. Harvey, who's obviously Jughead, and then there is Sabrina, who's obviously Betty, and then there's Cerberus's Cafe, and there's Pop's Diner. You know, we done knew this, but these things didn't really pop into my head while I was watching the show. I don't know, I'm just not that smart. And another theory I want to say is that, like, it's almost not a theory, it's just something that you might have forgotten about. Luke is still under Hilda's love potion. So whenever he teleported Ambrose to the school and was like, I love you and stuff. Like, a lot of people thought that might have been like him being secretly evil or like having some bad intent with him, but I feel like he's just still under that potion, that Amor potion that Hilda put him under, because he's done a lot for him since then, because he's the one that got Ambrose's like sentence reduced, and that's the reason that he's at the school, and now that he's just like, he's suddenly head over heels for him. So I feel like that is also something that's going to be gone into more depth in the next season, if there is one. But we all know that Netflix is very what's the word, flimsy. Netflix is very, they like drop some of their good shows a lot, like Gypsy. I'm not sure if any of y'all watched Gypsy because it wasn't as popular, but honestly, a 10 out of 10 show. Go watch it. Go have your heart broken in two, and I think it's the best show I've ever watched. Okay, so my last two theories, I'm gonna say, they kind of go together, but it's about Nikki, who honestly I think is a lot more attractive than Harvey. To me, Harvey is kind of like a teddy bear. I don't think he's that attractive. Like, I never have thought that Ross Lynch, that's his name, right? Because he was in Austin Alley. I've never thought he was like the shit, but a lot of people do. So I mean, if that's what you're into, I think Nikki's a lot more attractive, but I also think he has dark motives, which, you know, maybe that makes him more attractive. You know, if they can't have any gays in the show, I mean, not gay, you know, girl on girl action, right? If they can't have any of that in the show, of course I have to follow the heteros and have a ship. So honestly, I'm more Sabrina and Nikki than I am Sabrina Harvey, because I feel like Harvey's kind of annoying and I don't know, it just gets in the way. But I think that Nikki, the Nickster, is either he has some deeper connection to Sabrina and probably the Dark Lord, because I feel like a lot of people forgot about this, but that first episode when Sabrina's in the bath and she sees like a vision of her parents and there's two babies in the forest, and she like pulls the blanket off one and it has hooves, like almost like it's the Dark Lord or some kind of offspring of his. I feel like that might be Nikki, and what also like leads me to believe that is that Nikki reads a lot of Edward Spellman's, which is Sabrina's dad's diaries and like work. So he's like really closely interconnected with him. Maybe that's another reason that he wants to get close to Sabrina. Another thing that has me believe this is that another name for Satan is Old Nick. So, you know, pretty obvious. I don't know, I just feel like he was immediately drawn to Sabrina. I mean, I know a lot of people that, Sabrina's attractive, don't get me wrong, but like, he really immediately went with her, you know, you feel me? He did a lot for her, and he obviously has like some deep love for her, because he would not have gone to protect Harvey, because he was risking his own damn life out there. But he also like wasn't scared, as if he didn't think that he could be harmed by anything that was gonna happen, like the 13 witches and the Red Death. I mean, maybe he's the firstborn, not the firstborn or something, but I don't know, I thought that was a little sketch. Also, how did he steal the book out of the library? Because whenever he first described that process of like how hard it was to read Edward Spellman's books, how did he just steal it for Sabrina? Unless it's like not that secure, but you would think that it's something that you couldn't even take notes over while you're in there. You'd think that would be under lock and key, but he acted like it was literally no big deal. I don't know. So that's pretty much it for the conspiracy side of things. There's a lot of things just like left undone that they didn't touch on, that they'll have to touch on next season, like the witch hunters. So remember when the boy Connor, which is how Luke and Ambrose met, how he had like stab wounds and he was a witch, and he had that pet iguana. Well, they never touched on who killed him, which I thought was sus. Another thing that they're gonna have to work with is how Zelda and Prudence stole the baby. How's that gonna play in? You think Prudence is gonna hold that over Zelda's head or vice versa? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's to be such a radical shift next season with something that have to do with Sabrina and what's her name? The mother demons, Miss Warlock. Well, it's not her name, but you know what I'm talking about. Miss W, that lady, right? There's obviously like there's something gonna happen. It's be such like a monumental shift that a lot of the other things aren't gonna matter. I also think that Ambrose and Luke's relationship is probably going to end because it's all caused by a love potion. And once Ambrose realizes that, there's going to be a lot of conflict between him and Hilda, and everything's going to go shit. And also, Luke might be evil. I said he might not be, but he might be, because like, what kind of reform are they talking about with the church? And does the dark priest, the high priest, know about like the plan that the mother of demons has for Sabrina? Is that all connected, or is he kind of left out of the loop on that one? You know, I don't know how these things work. Did anyone else feel kind of like dirty when they were watching this show? Like, I was rose in a very Christian household, so like every time they'd be like, "Hell Satan," I'd be like, I'm not sure where I stand on religion anymore, but honestly, I'm like, I'm not taking any fucking chances. Like, no, false god, please help me. I don't know. But it was kind of a good commentary that they had on the Catholic Church and how obsessed these people are with it. Like, you know, how Zelda was kind of that crazy aunt who was like obsessed with a religion, and it made her seem crazy, but there's people like that in real life who follow the teachings of the Catholic Church to such a degree. I don't know, I really love this show, and I really hope they don't mess it up like they have messed up Riverdale and countless other shows, but I think it has a lot of potential, and I'm really excited for next season. Tell me if there's anything you want me to elaborate on, or if you want to hear me talk about anything else, and make sure to like and subscribe. I love you guys, and I will see you on Sunday.